Welcome back. Please like, share the video, and subscribe to the channel.
Welcome to the show. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jamie. Today, we have a very big story about Venezuela and the United States.
That's right. Nicolás Maduro, the former leader of Venezuela, appeared in a New York court this week.
Wow, what happened there?
Well, he pleaded not guilty to very serious drug charges. This all happened because President Trump authorized a U.S. military operation to capture him.
President Trump says this is a necessary move to stop a criminal government, right?
Exactly. He wants to restore stability to the region. But some people are worried. The United Nations said this move could be bad for international security.
It sounds very complicated. What are leaders in Washington saying about it?
Well, Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth recently gave a private briefing to Congress.
And will American troops stay in Venezuela for a long time?
Speaker Mike Johnson says he does not expect that, but he did say the administration is focused on Venezuela's oil.
Oh, right. Venezuela has the largest oil reserves in the world, doesn't it?
Exactly. President Trump has already said that American companies will play a big role in fixing Venezuela's oil system.
Wow, but I heard that other countries are angry about this.
Yes, you're right. China and Russia are complaining. They say the U.S. is violating Venezuela's rights as a nation.
So it's a very tense situation for everyone right now.
It really is. The U.S. is keeping the pressure on the new leaders there to cooperate with Washington's goals.
Thanks for explaining that, Alex. It helps to understand the big picture.
You're welcome. We'll see you all in the next episode.
Welcome to Tech Today. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jamie. Today we are talking about the massive CES 2026 event in Las Vegas. It is truly wild.
Right. This year, everyone is talking about the chip war between three giants, Intel, AMD, and NVIDIA.
Wow, it's getting serious. Intel showed their new Panther Lake chips. They claim new laptops will have 27 hours of battery life.
27 hours. That is incredible. I could travel around the world and never use a charger.
Exactly. Intel also announced a new handheld gaming device to compete with mobile consoles.
That is a big move. But NVIDIA is not staying behind. They showed off new AI technology that makes video games look incredibly real and fast.
Right. Their CEO says NVIDIA is now an AI juggernaut. They are moving into robots and self-driving cars too.
And don't forget AMD. They unveiled the Ryzen AI 400 series. These chips are built specifically to make your home computer a powerful AI machine.
It is a very exciting time for technology. Even President Trump mentioned recently how important these hardware companies are for the American economy.
That's true. President Trump wants these chips to be a top priority for the country.
Speaking of the future, did you see the Atlas robot?
Oh, the one from Boston Dynamics. Yes, it's a humanoid robot. It will start working in car factories by 2028.
It's amazing, Alex. It shows that AI is not just a program on your screen anymore. It is now part of the hardware and everything we touch.
Exactly. It's a whole new world of technology.
Well, that's all for today. Thanks for joining us.
See you next time. Welcome back to our daily news podcast. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jamie. Today we are talking about a very big island called Greenland.
That's right. Recently, President Trump said the United States is interested in buying Greenland.
Wow, an entire island? That is huge news. But Alex, the leaders in Europe are not happy about this idea at all.
You're right, Jamie. Leaders from countries like France, Germany, and the UK are supporting Denmark.
Denmark? Oh, because Greenland is part of the Kingdom of Denmark, right?
Exactly. The Danish Prime Minister, Mette Frederiksen, called the idea absurd. That is a strong word. It means she thinks the idea is totally impossible or silly.
She said Greenland is not for sale. She says it belongs to the people who live there.
So why does President Trump want Greenland? Is it just for the ice?
Not exactly. President Trump says Greenland is very important for American national security. Also, the island has many natural minerals. We need those minerals for modern technology, like our smartphones.
I see. So President Trump thinks it would be a historic win for the United States.
Right. But European leaders say this is about sovereignty. For our listeners, sovereignty means the power of a country to control its own land and make its own rules.
That makes sense. They want to make sure Greenland stays with Denmark.
Exactly. Experts say this disagreement might make things difficult between the U.S. and its European friends.
It is definitely a tense situation. Denmark says no. but the White House is still talking about it.
It's a story we will definitely watch closely. Thanks for joining us today.
See you next time.
Welcome to our daily news break. Today, we are looking at a very big debate happening in Washington, D.C.
That's right, Alex. It is the 5th anniversary of January 6th, and things are getting very interesting in the Senate.
Exactly. Senate Democrats just proposed a new law. It is called the No Settlements for January 6 Law Enforcement Assaulters Act.
Wow, that is a very long name. What does the law actually do?
Well, basically, it tries to block the government from giving money to the people who were involved in the Capitol riot.
I see. And this is a response to President Trump, right?
Right. President Trump often calls these people patriots. His administration is currently considering giving them money or reimbursements to help with their legal costs.
Oh, so the Democrats want to stop those payments. They said that giving money to these people is a slap in the face to the police officers who worked that day.
Exactly. In English, a slap in the face means something is very disrespectful.
Got it. But President Trump has a different view, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. President Trump and his allies call these people political prisoners. They believe they deserve justice and financial help for their court cases.
You know, I heard the government already paid some money. Is that true?
Yes, the Trump administration already approved a $5 million settlement for the family of Ashley Babbitt.
Wow, $5 million? That is a lot of money. No wonder the Democrats are moving fast to pass this new legislation.
Definitely. This issue is very polarizing, which means people have very strong and opposite opinions about it.
And with the 2026 elections coming up, this debate is only getting started.
You're right. Thanks for joining us to learn about this today.
See you next time.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to our news update. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jamie. Today, we are talking about some very big news from Minnesota.
That's right. President Trump has just launched a massive federal crackdown in the city of Minneapolis. It is one of the largest operations we have seen.
Wow, it sounds huge. How many agents are involved, Alex?
Well, about 2,000 agents from the Department of Homeland Security are being sent to the Twin Cities. They are focusing on fraud and illegal immigration.
Just for our learners, fraud is when people trick the government to get money or benefits, right?
Exactly, Jamie. President Trump says this operation is part of his law and order agenda. He wants to protect the tax system and make the city safer.
I see. But I heard that some local leaders are worried about this.
You're right. Many people are concerned about civil rights. They think having so many federal agents arrive at once might cause fear or trouble in the community.
That makes sense. It is a very big change for a local neighborhood.
It really is. And you know, the White House said this Minneapolis operation is a blueprint.
A blueprint? So you mean it is a plan for other places?
Exactly. If this works, President Trump might send more federal agents to other major cities across the United States.
Wow, that is definitely a story we need to watch closely.
For sure. Well, that's all for today. Thanks for joining us to practice your English.
See you next time.
Hello and welcome to the show. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jamie. Today we have some incredible news from the world of money. Alex, I heard Wall Street hit a new record?
That's right, Jamie. It was a historic Tuesday. The Dow Jones jumped over 600 points. It reached nearly 49,000 for the first time ever.
Wow, 49,000? That is a huge number. Why are investors so excited right now?
Well, it's mostly because of President Trump's recent actions in South America. Investors are reacting to the military strike and the capture of Nicolas Maduro in Venezuela.
Oh, I see. So how does that help the stock market?
Great question. Experts say that U.S. companies might now get access to Venezuela's massive oil reserves. This caused a buying frenzy in the energy sector.
I bet. I saw that companies like ExxonMobil and Chevron are doing very well.
Exactly. We call this a market rally. A rally is when stock prices go up very quickly. But it's not just oil. Defense companies are also hitting record highs.
Right, like Lockheed Martin?
Yes. Investors feel very confident because President Trump is showing he is willing to use military force to protect American interests abroad.
It sounds like everyone is very optimistic about the president's policies. But Alex, is there any risk?
Well, some experts warn about volatility. That means prices could change or drop quickly if there is pushback from other countries or trade disruptions.
So it's good news for now, but we have to be careful.
Exactly. But for today, Wall Street is betting on a very strong 2026 under the current administration.
Thanks for explaining that, Alex. It's a very exciting time for the economy.
It sure is. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Daily News Bites. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jamie. Today, we have a huge story about science and a lot of money.
That's right. The big drug company Amgen just announced they are buying a smaller company from the UK called Dark Blue Therapeutics.
Wow, how much are they paying?
It's a massive deal worth up to $840 million.
$840 million? That is a lot of zeros. So why is Amgen spending so much?
Well, it's all about fighting cancer. Specifically, they want to treat a very aggressive blood cancer called AML.
Oh, I see. So Dark Blue Therapeutics has a special way to treat it?
Exactly. They use a new technology to destroy bad proteins in the body. Before this, scientists thought these proteins were undruggable.
Undruggable? You mean they couldn't find a medicine to stop them?
Right. But this new technology acts like a tiny machine that breaks those proteins down. It's very cutting edge.
That sounds like something from a movie. You know, President Trump often talks about making sure the U.S. is the world leader in medical innovation.
Exactly. President Trump wants these big companies to find cures faster. This deal is a big step for personalized medicine under the current administration.
It's also interesting because they're using AI, artificial intelligence, to help design these treatments.
Yes, it's a very modern way to save lives. They hope it will help patients stay in remission much longer.
It's wonderful to see such progress. It's not just about business, it's about giving hope to families.
Well said, Jamie. That is all for today. Thanks for listening.
See you next time.
Welcome to the show. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jamie. Today we have some very important news from Japan. Are they changing their peaceful image?
It looks like it. Prime Minister Sanaya Takaichi just held a big press conference. She said Japan needs a major security shift.
Wow, why such a big change? You know, Japan usually avoids military talk.
Right. But Takaichi says the region is getting more dangerous. She pointed to the growing military power of China and North Korea.
I see. So Japan feels they need to be stronger to stay independent?
Exactly. The government plans to spend much more on defense by 2026. They might even change their old non-nuclear rules.
Wow, that is a huge deal. But I bet not everyone is happy about this.
You're right, Jamie. Critics in China and North Korea are very angry. They say Japan is remilitarizing and breaking its old peaceful rules.
That sounds like a lot of tension. But what does the United States think?
Well, President Trump is actually encouraging this. President Trump has consistently called on allies to take more responsibility for their own defense.
Oh, that makes sense. So President Trump wants Japan to do more of the work themselves?
Exactly. Japan is now working on counterstrike powers. This means they could hit back if they are attacked. It's a much more assertive role.
It sounds like 2026 will be a very busy year for Japanese politics.
Definitely. It's a new chapter for the nation as they look at the world differently.
Well, thanks for making that so clear, Alex. It's a complex topic.
No problem. Thanks for listening, everyone. Welcome back to our podcast. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jamie. Today we have some very big news from the United States.
That's right. Have you heard of the CPB? It stands for the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.
Oh, I know them. They help pay for famous shows like Sesame Street and news on NPR.
Exactly. Well, after 58 years, the CPB is shutting down permanently.
Wait, they are closing forever? Wow. Why is this happening?
Well, it's about money. Congress decided to stop their federal funding. That means the government will no longer give them money to operate.
I see. I know President Trump has talked about this for a long time.
You're right, Jamie. President Trump and his allies in Congress say the government shouldn't spend money on public media. They think these stations should rely on private donations or companies instead.
I understand that point, but the CPB helps more than 1,500 local radio and TV stations. That's a lot.
It is. This is why many people are worried. They say this will be very bad for underserved communities.
Underserved? What does that mean?
It means places like small, rural towns that don't have many other news or TV options.
Oh, okay. So those families might lose their local news and children's educational programs?
Exactly. It's a very big change. The CPB will start closing its operations over the next few months.
It really is the end of an era, Alex. Many local stations are now scrambling or rushing to find new ways to stay alive.
It's a difficult situation for sure. Thanks for joining us to talk about it, Jamie.
Of course, and thanks for listening, everyone.
See you next time.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our show. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jamie. Today we have some very important health news that everyone needs to hear.
That's right, Jamie. Have you noticed more people coughing or staying home lately? The CDC just released a big report on the flu.
They did, and the news is quite surprising. They say we are seeing the worst flu outbreak in nearly 30 years. Right now, it's already hitting 45 states.
Wow, 45 states? That is almost the entire country.
Exactly. The data shows that about 1 in 10 people visiting the doctor right now are there because of the flu. That is a very high rate.
It really is. People are suffering from high fevers, respiratory problems, and feeling extremely tired. You know, it's much worse than a simple cold.
Right, and it is very serious. Sadly, the CDC says 5,000 people have already died this season, including 9 children.
It's a very difficult situation. President Trump is urging all Americans to stay vigilant. He wants everyone to be careful and use medical resources if they start to feel sick.
But Alex, I heard some hospitals are having a hard time managing all the patients.
You're right. Some areas are reporting shortages of medicine. There are even some places where there aren't enough hospital beds for everyone. It's a real emergency.
That sounds scary. Why is this year so much worse than usual?
Well, this specific flu is very contagious. Also, many people did not get their flu shots this year.
You know, experts say it's not over yet. The virus might not reach its peak for several more weeks.
So, we all need to be careful. Remember to wash your hands often and stay home if you feel sick.
Exactly. Stay healthy out there, everyone.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.